0, 1. Let's get started.
Why they stopping me?
Hello and welcome to a new video. Today's video is gonna be all about chainsaws. Namely these three lovely beauties here. To the left here we have first Husqvarna 50. It's an older machine, but it's a real powerhouse. In the middle we have the Husqvarna 444 SG, also a little bit older machine, but it's also a powerhouse. It's actually a very good machine. It's mainly done with metal. There is only one plastic cover on it. The rest is metal. And to the left, to the right here, we have the Stihl 250C. It's a smaller and lighter machine. It has its power, but it's not as powerful as these two others. Especially not the 50 here. That's a real powerhouse. But the 444 is also a pretty powerful machine. But the 250 here is a smaller machine and it's much lighter. It has its uses. So it's a good machine. I will start with the Stihl here, and I will start with taking off the bar. It's easy to do on this machine because it's a quick release and quick adjust, so you don't need any tools. You just turn the wheel and the cover will come off. Many people don't like this version of tightening system or tensioning system because they have a tendency to slacken the chain a little bit more often than the more rigid ones with two bolts or the bolt system. But I like this. You just turn the adjuster and lock with the wheel, and the inner wheel turns this smaller wheel that adjusts the bar back and forth, and therefore tensioning the chain. I think it's a pretty good system, and the time it takes to adjust the chain is so short. So even if it gets loose a little bit, slack a little bit more often, it takes no time to adjust it back to tension again. So I like it. You just unlock it and adjust it and then lock it again. Then you're done. No tools needed. Both the 50 and the 444, you have to have the tool to release or tension the chain. And you also have to have a tool to release the bar and so on. So this is a really simple system and it's working fairly good, and I like it. Here we have the clutch, and I know the clutch is good because I have done a bit of clutch work earlier on this one, so there's no problem there. So we start with taking off the cover for the air filter and the carburetor. It's just a simple cover with also here you don't need any tool, you just turn the tab and lift it off. Under here we have the air filter, and behind the air filter we have the carburetor, and I will take them both off at the same time because there is only two nuts holding them. So when you release the nuts, they both come off. I will speed it up.
now the carburetor is off, and it's fairly easy to do this. There are two nuts that you loose up here. That looses the air cleaner up, and it also looses the carburetor up. So when these nuts are off, the air cleaner and the carburetor are free to take off. But there are some things you need to do. You need to remove the gas line. It's coming up from underneath here, and it goes to this side. You pry that off, and then you have to pull the start or choke lever all the way down, and you have a slot in the carburetor here where you have to take this lever out. You have to have it in a specific angle for it to release. And then the last thing is the throttle lever. It's sitting like that, going to, wait a minute, this part, the throttle down here on the, like that. It's sitting like that, so it's down here. So it goes under the carburetor like that. And to get that loose, you have to pull the throttle, and then this little tab here will show. And this one is sitting behind that tab. And then you pry it off like that, release the throttle, and then you can hook this off. It's sitting like that. You can hook it off like that and take it out. And that's all that holds the carburetor. And then you just pull the carburetor off, and here is the carburetor. This is the choke side. It's sitting like that on the machine. So this pulls the choke, and this is for the throttle. And it pushes in like that on the downside here, and that moves the throttle. And you have a gasket here. That gasket goes against this metal plate, and behind that metal plate, this plate is just sitting here right now. Behind that metal plate here, there is another gasket. This is a gasket that goes through this, in through this hole a little bit. So this one is making the seal on this one of the plate, and the plate has a little bit of a lip here. That lip goes down against this seal here, and this is the vacuum through to the pump on the carburetor. This comes from down in the crankcase ventilation. To push that on like that, and it goes through there, and then it goes into the carburetor through that hole, and that actuates the pump in the carburetor that's pumping the gas. There's a membrane on this side and the pump on that side. So it's sitting like that, and on this side of the metal plate you have a actual gasket. So this is worth checking that it's okay. This one is glued on, so I won't remove it because it's okay. There is a little bit of grease on this side that I put on last time, so it would come off easily, but it will stay on the carburetor due to the gasket glue. So I will go through this carburetor and clean it up. I think it's fairly clean, but I will still anyway do that. I will go through it and clean it. These are the major components: air filter, the spark plug, and the carburetor. This one will clean it a little bit later, but we can start with checking the spark plug here, and it's a little bit wet, very black, but not bad. This is actually a pretty good looking spark plug for a 2-stroke chainsaw, and with just a little bit of light cleaning like this, We'll probably get this one to look perfect again, like that. And there you are. Nice and dry and clean. Yeah, it's still black, but it's not bad. It's not bad because it's black. It's looking fairly good, this one. I would say this could go for a while more. And as I said before, if this was a customer saw, of course I changed the spark plug out. It's a cheap thing to do to ensure that customer don't get any problem with the spark plug anyway. But since it's my machine and the spark plug is working just fine, I will keep using it. When it starts to look bad or if it breaks, then I change it. But I'm not changing out good spark plugs just because I should do so, because it's stated in the manual or something like that. I don't do that. I dry them till they break or go bad in any other way. So this is usable and I will use it. And you could say, but then you can have problems when you're working. Yeah, but changing a spark plug, that's no big deal. It takes a couple of minutes and then I'm back to work again if it's the spark plug breaking. But that rarely ever happens. They usually go bad when they sit, not when you use them. That's a strange thing with spark plugs. And then we have the carburetor. This one I will just open up and clean everything that's cleanable and then put it back together, because this is working. I believe it's a little bit dirty on the jet, but that's all. So I won't speak so much about it. I will do a time lapse on this. So there we have it. That's about what amount of cleaning I'm gonna do on this one, because as I said, this one is in good working condition, and it just had a little bit of grind in the carburetor, so it bogged down a little bit on high RPMs. But that's all that it was with it. As I said, I was supposed to be giving it a good cleaning, and I think I have done that. Not a good cleaning, but a fairly good cleaning. It looks pretty okay. So next step is to put everything back together and call it a day on this one and go to the next one. So I will do that. I will start to put this one back together. there you have it. Back together, working just fine. Everything is moving as it should. Yes, and it's clean and looking good again and ready for another year of use. And I said in the beginning I would drain the gas and the oil, but this saw is actually gonna be put in our emergency truck. If there is a tree fell or something, this will go with it. So this will actually be filled with gas and new oil. So I won't drain this one. So this might see some use this winter, but the other ones won't. So those will be emptied. But this one is ready for use now. Looking good. Almost as new. Not really, but I like to think so anyway. So on to the next one. And here it is. The Husqvarna 444 SG. This is an old saw, that has seen a lot of use, and it's a powerhouse. It's a really strong machine, and it does what it needs to do. But what I like about this machine is there is no plastic on this machine, because this is as I said, an older machine. Yeah, there is plastic in some places, but where it really counts, that's metal. You can even see how it's worn down to the metal almost everywhere. It's all metal. So this one is a nice one, but the thing with this one is that it's a heavy machine. It weighs a lot because it's a lot of metal, but you can drop this from 10 meters. Doesn't matter, it won't break because everything is metal. So that's why I like this machine, and I keep using it. I should be throwing it away or giving it away or something because it's old and used, but there are still parts available. And as I said, this machine will probably never break. By saying that, it will probably will do next time we use it, but I don't hope so. And we have been maintaining this, and it has been a good machine. So I want to keep maintaining it and keeping it being a good machine. But it has a little bit of problem right now, and it's with the carburetor. It's, as on the other one, not clean. There has come something into the carburetor that has clogged it up, so it's a little bit hard to start on this one right now, and it doesn't really go as it should. So I believe it has with the carburetor to do, because it sounds like a carburetor problem. But you never know before you actually check it through. But this one is nice due to taking one screw out, this top screw here. You take this cover off. That's actually the only cover that's still plastic. The rest of the covers all around is metal, but this is actually plastic. But this one has never broken or anything. It has worked just fine, so I have had no problem with that one. And here we have the carburetor, here we have the cylinder, here we have the muffler, the spark plug, and the air filter, the air cleaner. So I will start with taking the air cleaner off. Everything is really tight on this one, like that. And I believe the clog is through the fuel side, not the air side. So because this air cleaner is is actually looking fairly clean. There is no... So, as I was saying before the battery died for me, was that the air cleaner is actually looking fairly clean, and on this one I have cleaned the air filter pretty frequently, because it has no good protection between the cylinder and the compartment for the air cleaner and carburetor, and that's why it pretty easy gets dirty around the air cleaner. And that's why I have been frequently cleaning that air cleaner, just due to that me knowing that this is a problem zone, because it's air cooled. It dries. It takes in air through the side here, and it blows it over the fins on the cylinder, and that also sucks in sawdust and other particles that also goes that way, and some of them find their way through here and here into this compartment. You can see here is the compartment for the cylinder, and that's fairly dirty here, and this is the compartment for the air cleaner, and you can also see that there is some dirt coming through because there are holes. Here are actually filters that letting air in here, but here is a slot for these lines going here, and this is not tight in any way, so there comes some dirt comes through here, and as you can see down here, there are accumulating dirt in these places here, and also down here there is also accumulating dirt. As you can see, I can take it away like that. So, and that dirt is getting to the air cleaner. That's why this gets clogged up pretty easy. But if you have this in mind and you take this out and blow it clean again with some air and maybe some carb cleaner or brake clean or something, then this will not be a major problem, and you won't get any problems due to it. But the problems you can get with this one is that there is actually no good filter other than the filter on the fuel hose in the fuel compartment. The fuel compartment is in here, and there is a fuel line coming down here, and on the end of that fuel line there is, I can't reach it so I can't pick it up, but there is a small fuel filter on the end of the line, and sometimes that filter, due to new lines, not the old kind of lines that were on this in the beginning, but the lines that are, especially the China lines, are not so good with the modern fuels. So they get soft and they expand, and the fuel filter fall off. I will see if I can show you one of those filters. I have filters over here, or I have parts for the machines over here. This is the typical China-made fuel hose I'm talking about. They are usually yellow or blue or something like that, and they are not the best. Let's see if we can find a filter here. Not really. No. there was no filter. There was carburetors, couple of different kinds of carburetors, and a stator. No, a magneto. No, what's it called? A coil. Sorry, and gaskets, but no filters here. Let's see if we can find anything here. Here are the. Usually, when you buy the fuel lines, the original fuel lines, they come. They are not like. Where did I put it? Sorry, I need to look for my Chinese fuel line. Here, sorry, here it is. This is the Chinese variant of fuel line, and this is the. Let's open this one. If I can. Like that. This is the Stihl. This is the Stihl one. This is how the original one usually looks. This one goes to the carburetor. This one has this seal for the fuel housing. And then you have this one going down. And here you put this fuel filter, which I have here. This is the fuel filter. It looks like this. And that one you put on the end here, like that. And this one is down in the housing where the fuel is, and it sucks up fuel this way to the carburetor. So, and this is how it usually looks when you buy OEM parts. But when you buy the China part, or wait a minute, I will just put this one away so I don't forget which bag it's going into. You take one of these instead, and then you force this one on here. And usually they are too small, like that. And then you have this going up to the carburetor, and this one lying down in the bulb. And you can buy these seals that goes between. You can buy them loose, and you can put them on here. But this is how it looks, and it's usually very tight to get on when it's new like this. But when it's in fuel, when you have fuel going through here, this gets soft and it expands, and this one just pops off and lays loose on the bottom, and the fuel line is lying loose beside it like that, and everything goes up to the carburetor. And that's usually the problem when you use these China-made hoses. They are really, really, really bad quality. You can see this one has never seen fuel, but it already has some pitting due to its being not used. I have had this line for, this is maybe, I bought this maybe 2 years ago or something, and it has just been lying. I use these ones for one thing, and that's ventilation. As ventilation hoses, they are good, but as fuel hoses, they are the worst ever kind you can buy. And you see here, even if it never has seen any fuel, it's already going bad by itself. This has never been used, so, and this is not, I don't think this is usable anymore. So these are this is the fuel filter I was talking about, and there are a couple of different models, but they all do the same thing. Here is another one. It has this plastic retainer around it, and this plastic part here. I don't like this because these are much bigger on the end here. These metal ones are much smaller and therefore easier to get on the hose. But there are some kinds, like this kind, has these much bigger fuel lines. Then you need to use that one because this would just drop off. So you need to have this one with a bigger kind of connection. So for it to work. Otherwise it won't work. Here is just another coil for some other machine. I don't know exactly which one, but these are new coils. Are supposed to be bagged, but they are all falling out. So enough with that. As I said before, that's the problem with these, and I will take the spark plug out because I'm curious about to see how it looks. I don't think there is a problem with this one, but you never know before you take a look, as I usually say. You can get some answers. And this one is looking fairly good. It's going a little bit lean, but I knew about that. That's why we are going into this. It's going a little bit lean due to there being some kind of clogging in the carburetor, and you can see that by just looking at the tip here. You have this brownish whitish color, and that shows us that this machine has been going a bit lean. So that's correct. It's going lean because we are having a carburetor problem, and that's why I'm tearing into this. So a little bit of cleaning just like that, and looks okay again. This is usable. No problem with that one. I will actually put that one back right away. I don't want this to be open unnecessary. Because this machine is very dirty around here, so there might be some dirt dropping in the hole if it's open. So the next step is to take off the carburetor, remove it, and for that I need an 8mm socket. And I would need my good tools, but I have my good wrench in another place right now. One of the good ones. The other one is in my service truck. I only have two good of these small ones. The rest are these cheap variant. Där gick den. and then we can take it off like that. Here is the carburetor, and now I should be able to get this one off like that. And it's fairly dirty on the outside, but it's looking a little bit better on the inside. It's a Volvo original carburetor, so this one needs to be clean. So that's the next step. I will clean up a little bit here and clean myself up also, and then I will start to clean the carburetor. There we have the carburetor. I will just try to wipe off the worst of the grime here. Because there is a lot of it. I think we are a little better off there. So we can start on the fuel inlet side here. And this is where I also believe that the problem is with this one, like that. There's one screw holding it like that. And a little gentle tap like this usually gets the breaks the... No, it didn't. It needs a little bit of prying. Like that. Oh, there it came. Yeah. There is a little bit of dirt here. Okay then. Let's check the other side. There are 4 screws as usual on this side. These are flathead ones. They usually are Phillips. As the machine, this carburetor is also a little bit older. That's why there are a lot of flatheads on it. The order is that first there were flatheads, then there were Phillips, and then they went to different kind of torques. So all new machines today usually have torque screws instead of Phillips, and definitely not flatheads. Because flatheads are the worst kind of screws when you are doing service work, because they are always the first one to strip. There we have it, all 4 of them. As usual, a little bit of love tap, that usually helps, and a little bit of prying. Just a little bit of gentle prying, like that. And here we also can see we have a little bit of dirt inside here. Now we need to take the membrane off. And this is usually not a fun job, because if there is no problem with this one, there will be a problem after we have removed it, because they usually break when you do that. Like that. So I'm not so keen on doing that if I don't need to, The same goes with this gasket. Why I'm a little bit cautious here is because I don't know if I have the right kind of gasket. I know that these are not the same kind of carburetors at all, so those gaskets won't work. And these are intake gaskets. Yes, I don't seem to have any extra of those. This is the wrong kind. This is the small kind. That's the wrong kind also. Nope. No gaskets for this one. So if I tear them, I need to order new ones. Wrong tool. I need this one. Let's see if the flaps is flapping. Yeah, that one is flapping. This one is also flapping. Absolutely. That's a good. I believe this one is coming. Need some. That. It actually looks clean on the filter screen here. And down here you can see that filter screen I was talking about. It's sitting in the bottom there, and it's looking fairly good. So I actually don't believe there is a problem with that one. Yeah, there it came. We need to go around. I'm taking it very, very, very gently here, because I don't want to break this one. If I do, I won't get it back together right now, and I need to order a new one, because I obviously don't have this one in stock. So there we have it. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. And it's actually looking pretty good. I believe I will clean this out in the ultrasonic cleaner once, as is. And when I've got all the dirt from the outside off, I will dig deeper and clean the insides more thoroughly. And I will also put these parts in the cleaner and try to get everything as clean as possible, because I feel there is a need for it. So yeah, I will do that, and I will see you when I'm going in. Okay, things have happened and we have a development. Yes, I know I told you you wouldn't see the Husqvarna 50 in this video, but due to certain happenings, you will. And here is the culprit. I managed to find a little bit of a leak in the fuel hose on the 444, and it's a tiny little hole here, but there is a hole, and I don't want to put it back together with a fuel hose with a hole in. So I have actually ordered, because I don't have these at home, I have ordered new fuel hoses for the 444, and I will probably order one at the same time to the 50, and that's why I have to take the 50 apart, because I need to see exactly which fuel hose there is. So there is going to be a new filter and a new fuel hose also in the 444. That's why the 444 won't be finished in this video, as I promised in the beginning. Instead, it's going on a pause, and you will see it in the next video. And the same will be with the 50. I will start on the 50 today. I will finish on the next video, because the video is getting pretty long here. So I will do a time lapse here when I tear this apart, and we will do a final assessment of this one. Okay then I have everything apart that I need. Here is the carburetor off, and there is this is just a straight line fuel line, so that's no problem, but it's fairly hard, so I believe I need to order some new. No, I don't need to order. I have this kind of fuel line lying, so I will change the filter in the fuel compartment here, and I will also change this line, clean up this carburetor. So that's it. But the big thing on this one is that I need a new clutch for it. This clutch isn't really working, so this needs to be changed. So I need to order one of those, and I believe that's it. Everything else should be working on this one. Yeah, I need to tighten the spring in here also for the retraction of the pull cord, because it wants to stay out. And I believe that was, yeah, I need to order a new spark plug also for this. So there is a couple of parts, and I think I also will order a new filter. This is looking pretty used, so I believe I will also order a new filter, and maybe, no, I think this is okay. So that's what's up with this one. I need to order some parts, so this will be finished in the next video, and the 444 will also be done in the next video, and maybe even a third saw that I don't have here to show today, but I have one more that needs some attention. I believe there is a clutch problem with that also, so that also might be in the next video. I'm not sure, but the next video is not gonna be this video. The next one on this one. There are coming other videos between that, but because it takes a couple of weeks for me to get the parts that I need, so there will be coming up some other videos. The next video, I believe, will be finished on time. That meaning next Sunday, but I'm not sure because it's a big problem. Maybe I have to do that one in 2 parts also. So that's it for today. I hope this was interesting enough to watch. Anyway, but if you think this is, if you like this kind of video, please maybe give me one of these, so you show that you at least like what you see. That meaning that I know that you like what you see. So I know if I should keep on doing this or not. You can also leave a comment if you want. No need. But that's it for today. I hope you have a nice day or night or morning, whatever. And I hope to see you on the next one.